don't feel alright, I lose my mind. Maybe right now.
And there we are. Yes. All right, everybody. So we're here with a new episode, and we've got Reece Pearson. Am I saying that right?
Yeah,
We've
correct.
got Reece Pearson with us. Reece is a PCA pro. So right now we've got something different from the IFBB pro. So a very good bodybuilder, online coach, and a gym owner as well. So Reece, like I said, we just what we do at Behind the Pump is just get a look into the life of the bodybuilders, seeing who is behind the physique actually. So for the main thing and to start up with the whole podcast is for you to explain who you are, where you started off, how did you come to bodybuilding, and how did your journey go from starting off to where you're at right now in life?
Cool. All right. Firstly, thank you for the invite. Secondly, I'm so sorry to every single person listening to this. I said beforehand, I don't know how they've gone from Tony Burton and Justin Compton to me. So I'm massive downgrade.
You're running out of guests.
Yeah, literally being like, Reece, he has some followers. I'm sure he'll be okay. So I just want to say those two things straight out the gate. But yeah, when it comes to myself, obviously, I will be honest. Like, thank you guys for the invite. Really cool to be involved in anything that's like a little bit different. I always like, especially when it comes to audiences, like I'm guessing like obviously we know of each other through socials, but not like really well. So I always think stuff like this is pretty cool. And like, no doubts in the future we'll end up probably bumping into each other at shows, or if you guys come to the UK, obviously we can get a lift in or something like that. So it's always cool to connect with you guys. So when it comes to myself, I started out in men's physique. I did 2 seasons, 2021 and 2023. I trained since I was like 13, 14, so I started training when I was quite young. Did my first year in open bodybuilding last year. I got injured in 2024, which pushed prep back by like probably about 6 months. And as a result, I definitely like lessened my expectations because I had a pretty good off season. And obviously going from men's physique to open is a pretty big step. I was like, I need to grow. So the injury definitely didn't help. But then in a return, it was like obviously last year, like going into open as a debut season, I thought I did relatively well. I won 3 overalls out of 4 shows, which was quite surprising. And yeah, like here I am now. But like effectively, like I'm quite a simple sort of guy. It's not like, I know this is obviously like behind the guy. I'm just somebody who just, from the get-go, I just like training. I'm almost autistic with my routine enough to the point where if you said to me, why do I do it? I'm like, I actually don't know. I just like training. That's it. So I'm probably the most simple guest in a way. But yeah, that's a brief introduction to myself.
Great, man. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, it's relatable that you're like autistic with it. I mean, aren't we all? I mean, it's like, oh yeah, I got autism. What kind of autism you got? Well, I move weights, you know. Yeah, and other people have the car autism or the game autism, you know. So yeah, no, that's definitely. But you only did men's physique and open.
Yeah, so I did so my first ever competitive season was 2021.
Yeah.
And I did because I did, for how it works in the UK, for the guys that listen to this who are potentially in the UK, PCA is definitely like the #1 sort of like amateur fed, which please no one screen record that and send it to Two Bros, which are our PC affiliate, because I'm definitely not going to do well. So that's not true. I'm sorry, guys. Two Bros is the best. Please let me win a show this year. But yeah, so PCA is like the most popular in the UK. Like if let's say you guys were UK coaches and you guys had like a guy apply and say, hey bro, I want to compete, it would be most likely the PCA show. So PCA is like what I've competed in like majority with. So I did men's physique for 3 shows in 2021. I then did men's physique for 2 shows in 2023, and then did like a debut weekend at the end of the prep, because I basically, like, my results got worse from 2021 to 2023, which was like, I got probably a bit too jacked for men's physique. I was like 218, 220 pounds on stage in men's physique, which is like, that's probably a little bit heavy as an amateur, like just turning up to these shows. So I remember in my first show in men's physique in 2023, I got beat by a natty who was like genuinely about 60 pounds lighter than me. And I was just like, yeah, okay, I think I might not be men's physique anymore.
No,
So
might be time to switch up.
Yeah, legit. So I pulled off a bit of weight to get down to like my classic weight cap, and then did a weekend I did 2 back-to-back shows on like a Saturday, Sunday, where I did open and classic on the Saturday, and then classic on the Sunday. and like that was at my classic weight cap because I was heavier than my classic weight cap in men's physique. And then I like wanted just to kind of see where I kind of fell. So like I won one, got second place, and then got a fourth place, which is like my worst ever placing. But like weirdly enough, it was like my best placing long term because it was like I looked at myself and I was like, right, if I'm getting fourth place, I'm at my classic weight cap. Like I'm clearly not a classic dude, like long term. So I was like, right, cool. 2 year off season, full send open. Send me all the GH and let me just put this in me and hopefully hope for the best.
But Reece, with all due respect, taking me back to you, you started going to the gym, and then it was like the first thoughts were like men's physique. This is it, or what's up with that?
What do you mean by that? I mean by like what I started and I was like, what men's physique?
Yeah, because when we all started bodybuilding, we started lifting heavy weights, and then I was eating like eating big. And I'm just very curious, where you're like, okay, I see the men's physique guy and I want to be like that. Because when I started, I was like, fuck, I want to get the mass monster, get big as fuck, not with a short on you. You know what I'm saying?
That being said, bro, that's from what you just said there. I think that's so rare nowadays because everyone wants to fit within like a classic weight cap, or they look at like sebum, they want to be pretty. Like your mindset there of just going into the gym and just getting fucking jacked, that doesn't exist anymore, in my opinion. You know, for like guys that are getting into it now, it's like people are like starting out training and they're thinking about like X-frame maxing and trying to build up their side delts.
But the maxing thing, like just put the word maxing behind everything, you know.
It's so backwards. Like to be fair, I completely agree in regards to like when I first started training. So I was like 13, 14. I don't know how old you boys are, but did you ever play like Call of Duty when you were younger? Like I'm sure. Yeah, like so I played.
I even played Counter-Strike Source, bro. I mean, I'm that old.
Perfect. So like I was playing football at an okay-ish level, and then started playing way too much Call of Duty, got fat in comparison to like my friends. And like I got into the gym because it was like, well, I'm not good enough at football anymore because I'm severely overweight for football. Let me just go into the gym. And then after like 6-12 months, I remember like I responded a lot faster than the people around me. Like genetically, like I remember people coming up to me being like in the gym when I was 14, 15, being like, how are you like responding? Like you're bigger than all your friends and you're doing the same sort of stuff. And I was like, I don't know, like I'm just lifting, you know, like there wasn't really too much to it. So like I definitely wanted to get jacked, but it was more so like I've got quite a wide frame, so like my frame's quite big, and like I've got a decentish waist, like especially from like the side, and like if I hit a little twist. So whenever I got lean, like I was just like, oh, I look like a men's physique guy. I was also natural till I was 22, so I trained for 9 years naturally. Yeah, I trained for 9 years naturally. It was the worst 9 years of my life.
Listen, that's also rare these days, eh?
Yeah,
that's also rare because people in the gym, man, I swear, also I see it here in the Netherlands. People are like 17, 18, and they're still on the juice, already on the juice, and I'm like, fuck, I waited till I'm 20.
Yeah.
On the day I turned 20, I was like, okay, we're gonna step it up. We're gonna step it up.
Let's hit it. Yeah. And it was like that meme when the lights go out, like.
Yeah. How long have you boys been lifting? Like, well, what was the time frame of like how long? When did you start and stuff?
For me, I just turned 24, 1st of March, and I started when I was 18. I was playing basketball at high level in the Netherlands. Then I fucked my knee up, teared everything you could in your knee, and then I was like, oh, lifting is cool. And then what you said, you start lifting and you keep in your tank top in the summer, getting very big in comparison with the other guys. And then just from there on, get bigger. And so now I'm, what is it? Like 5.5, 5-6 years in.
Okay.
Which 3.5, 4 are on the juice. And Robin is a little bit older than me. This, I think, 10-ish years for you.
I think even more, man. I think I started off training when I was 18. And at first, I'm not gonna lie for you, man. I was into partying. So in the Netherlands here right now, when you want to get out and drink and stuff, you have to be 18. When I was 16, you could just get like the hard liquors from 16 on. So I started partying a little bit earlier than the rest of the youngsters will do right now. So, and at some point I thought like, okay, let's go to the gym, get a little bit jacked, so I can just get more girls than I'm already getting. So yeah, there was like 10 times 0, so still 0. Uh,
All it
um,
improves is your ability to pull guys. That's you
that
get
went
compliments
up
with guys.
significantly. Yeah.
Girls, nah, guys, loads.
Yeah. But no, like, and then I started training, and actually the same. Like, when I started training, I had no clue what I was doing, and within a year, the people that helped me out were coming to me to ask for advice,
Yeah,
because it was just it was crazy, and they already accused me of having or taking anything or whatever.
yeah,
Which I wasn't, and then I did, and I think I jumped on when I was the end of 19, beginning of 20 years old, something like that. And somewhere along the line, I just made the decision to start partying again,
yeah.
and not taking the gym as seriously as I do right now. And I think the really big the really big switch came, I think that it was 3 or 4 years ago, and then I just put aside everything and mainly focused on bodybuilding. And that's also when I made the most gains, actually, obviously. So, yeah, the gym, I'm familiar with the gym for like 12 years already, almost 13, turning 31 this Friday. Um, but for real bodybuilding, I think it's from 2021. And the last 3 to 4 years is like with extreme focus.
Okay,
But this
so yeah,
is this is yeah, this is like that's funny because hey, you said Robin, you came from a party background stuff. I've literally been to not one party in my fucking life. I've drank alcohol like once, and I
yeah,
was like a lavish, like a mixed liquor thing. And I know I did the craziest thing on one drink, and then I was like, no, fuck that. And so now when I started like bodybuilding and then the gear at 20, I was like, nah, fuck that. I see people around me go fucked up to all the drugs and alcohol. Let me just focus on bodybuilding and choose one drug and keep it at that. And yeah, but now, yeah, that's were you a party guy or you were like
no, not at all. So like I was in the gym, like I said, from like 13, 14. And I remember like when I turned 18, so it's similar in the UK. And like I went out maybe in the UK, it's like you turn 18, like, probably similar like where you guys are. And immediately it's like, let's go to the clubs, let's do this. And I remember like going honestly 3 or 4 times. And on like the last time that I went with like, my friends, I was like, it was 2 a.m. I was like walking down the stairs. I remember it so well. And I thought to myself, like, I've got deadlifts tomorrow. What am I doing? Like,
Yeah.
I remember exactly walking down this staircase, and I was like, I was completely out of it. But I just thought to myself, Reece, you're deadlifting tomorrow, like at like 2 o'clock. Why are you drinking? Why are you here? Just go home. Like you're gonna sleep shit. You're gonna feel like shit. You're not gonna train well, and then it's gonna annoy you, and then you're gonna be like, I shouldn't have done it. It's like just control it now. Go home. And I think I like literally said to the guys I was with, I'm like, I'm going. And then like that was pretty much it. Like in my like 20s, I've probably drank a couple times, if that. Like I think it's one of those sort of things. Like bodybuilding, obviously, some people could say you can fit it in with moderation, and you can, but like it's the opposite of what we guys do. Like it's
Yeah.
why would you choose to do that if you're trying to be a serious bodybuilder?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, just spare your liver
Yeah,
for the steroids.
yeah, literally. Yeah.
something like that.
I think the Superdrol, I'm like, look, the Superdrol is like has ownership of everything now. All organs. That's like I'm donating to Superdrol. Okay, I don't need anything else.
Yeah, no, man. For me that was different, man. And I wish I did it different, but yeah, yeah. Some people just have a different route, and
Yeah,
and that's fine. I just wish right now, with the knowledge I have right now, I would never have done it.
mm,
But yeah, I mean, you're young. You don't have anybody, and especially at that moment in time in the Netherlands, bodybuilding wasn't really a thing at all.
yeah.
So yeah, there wasn't really anything in my circle who was busy with going to the gym or whatsoever. So yeah, you fall off pretty hard then. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but
I'm here now.
we're if we're talking partying and stuff. Robin and I did the two shows in December, the regional, the Ironman and the William Bonek, and there were also plenty like UK guys, also some coaches.
Yeah.
Just a question for you because you're in the UK. Is it true that a lot of bodybuilders use nicotine and vaping in the UK?
Oh yeah, that's like so again, like you saying you've never smoked or any, oh no, so never drank anything.
Yeah, yeah,
I've
yeah.
never vaped or anything. I'm so against it because basically in not my last prep in 2023, me and my fiance, I was gonna say girlfriend, if she was listening to this, she'd tell me off.
What?
So yeah, I know.
Which
Yeah,
girlfriend?
Careful with that. I'll just cut it
No,
out.
no.
I'll cut it out.
yeah. But yeah, me and my fiance now, girlfriend at the time, she was going through like a vape every like honestly 3 or 4 days. And I think it's like in when you're prepping, you just get used to like having like I don't know a drink and it has like something in and it has some flavor in with like artificial or no calories but artificial sugar or whatever, and then you have like loads of fucking energy drinks. Like I think it's on a similar sort of pathway to that because like she would constantly be puffing on this vape and like her hair stunk of it. She'd get in my car and I'd be like, the car reeks. Like, come on, it's so bad. And I don't know. I think in the UK you would see like, and the worst thing is they do it like it's quite. I don't know about you guys because you probably aren't used to it, but like if you're having a conversation with someone and they're just vaping, it's a bit like intrusive. You're just like, bro, like we're talking, we're like close. Like UK guys they're bad for that. Vaping,
Yeah.
nicotine, snus, and stuff like that. People do, which is like the pouches, whatever. I don't even know. It's weird.
Yeah, we actually
I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, man. I'm not gonna lie for you, man. I just got him some pouches, man.
Oh, really?
This morning. I wanted to try, man. I
Yeah.
mean, I think nicotine is nicotine on its own is not
Mm.
necessarily a bad substance. But
like inhaling.
inhaling, you're fucking up your lungs. And I mean, in prep, I vaped a lot, man.
Oh,
Jesus
really?
Christ, yeah. I mean, it was just I think it's dopamine too
Yeah.
as well, or just having something to do at
Yeah.
given moments. Just keep your mind off food maybe or whatsoever. But yeah, like you said, I mean, it's ridiculous that you can vape like everywhere, and
Yeah.
and actually it's ridiculous that we do.
Yeah.
I'm not vaping anymore, but you do anyway. I mean, you're inside a public area, a public building, you're vaping. You
Yeah.
can smoke cigarettes there, but you're vaping. It's basically the same, but for some reason, everybody thinks that's okay,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm against
it's weird.
it, for no
No, I
other
was
reason.
also for the last 3 weeks I was vaping a lot, man. My last
Yeah.
prep.
Yeah. I've just like I feel like 'cause I've never tried to like I don't really again it's probably just some level of autism. If I know that something has like a vice and a bit of power over me, I'm always a bit like I don't know. Like I try and almost go against it. So like for example, in my last prep, I remember in my previous preps, I was like having probably 1 to 3 white monsters a day, and I was like, I'm just going to cut them out. And like if I say I'm not going to have any, I'm not going to have any. And I might have had
Yeah.
two in the entire prep where it was like a rest day and I was like it's 1 p.m. and I am literally going to die, like I need something.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
like
yeah.
it was instead of just having it as like I'm gonna have a white monster then have another or whatever. And I think like when you start to sort of like fall into those again, like if needs must, okay, fair enough, but like I don't know, I just think like when you start doing that also it makes food focus way worse, I'd argue, because it blunts things short term but it makes it long term way worse because
I think
you're stimulating your brain, you're telling your body you're having something when in reality you're not.
And that's how you
yeah,
get
I think
hooked, obviously. Yeah.
exactly for me, and I think if I speak for Ruben as well, it was just mainly like you have the Reta and then everything. For me, it was like no peptides. I was
Oh,
not
yeah.
I was like vaping the last 3 weeks, and I kid you not, it kind of helped with the hunger because even when I did fasted walks, I had it with me, and then but then on the day of the show, man, peak week, it was like just just bodybuilding and vaping was crazy. It was
Really?
like really, you have nothing to do. And even the last 2 days of the show, because it was a 2 day show, we had the regional on Saturday or Friday even, weird
Yeah.
as fuck. And then Saturday we had the pro qualifier. And man, you have to be there. They were like backstage, and yeah, you see like
Oh,
everything sweating, everybody
everybody was
fucking.
vaping. Athletes, coaches. It's
Yeah, but
ridiculous.
I was that's funny that we're talking about vaping. But I was just literally talking of telling Robin, like I saw Brandon Harding, the UK guy. He was like in the hospital of too much monsters, what you said, and vaping too much. And then one month ago, Hunter Labrada was on his story when I stopped 30 days with vaping, and I'm like, there's popping up, and nobody's sharing it because everybody. Yeah, you have one guy in the UK. the J Davis
Yeah,
J.
yeah, he's
And
made it a bit of a like a running.
bro,
Yeah, he's made it a joke, hasn't he?
he's a funny guy. He was like fast at cardio, then make a picture of the cardio machine, and they're like two faves, they're different. And I'm like,
Really? Oh,
that's
I don't know that guy, man. That's ridiculous.
he's
Yeah,
crazy. But I think he's also it's he almost made it like a trademark. Like you
yeah.
know him, and you think bodybuilding and that. But yeah, it works. Kind of, I think.
No, like I said, I've not no experience with it. I just know that like because Sanaya used it so much in our like last prep, and I literally is the last prep she ever done. Like I'm just like kind of against it, but I completely get it. Like at the end of the day, like if you're gonna go off plan or you vape, fucking hell, vape as much as you like. You know that's going to be a way better choice. But I just think to myself, like,
Bodybuilding wise.
yeah, I like, do I want to do it
Yeah,
myself? I don't know, but hey ho, is what it is.
good.
It's good. I would like to go on this route though, because Samo said that he did vaping because he doesn't really want to use peptides,
Mm.
which I do understand. I've been
Ah,
experiencing.
not.
Well, I've been experiencing with peptides a little bit lately myself, and come to the conclusion that most of them I do not like actually.
Okay.
What's your view on peptides and as an athlete, but as a coach as well?
Okay, so I think like, I got into the peptides like quite early. So in the UK, like most of my consults that I do are usually regarding like peptides or like IGF or stuff like that. Because like the stuff that I was saying to my clients, stuff I was putting out on socials, like probably midway through last year, even early parts of last year, nowadays is like quite the stuff that people are just promoting constantly to say this is the protocols, which I find quite funny. But that's not saying it came from me. It's more so a case of I felt like I got into it quite early. So I personally think if you would say to me like my own experience with peptides, I can't speak highly of them enough because I know how to basically manage and mitigate things and also when to deploy certain things. Unfortunately, I think a lot of guys are going, well, if I'm going to do let's say a shot of peptide, or let's say I'm going to do a shot of this, I'm going to throw this in, I'm going to throw that in, I'm going to throw this in. And realistically, they're very phase dependent. So like, for example, like people are taking like MOTS constantly and it's just over cranking the mitochondria. And then they're taking it in an off season, then they're eating 700 carb. And they're like, oh, my blood glucose was dropped by 0.7. But it's like, well, yeah, but also your mitochondria is now ramped up. Save this for when you're prepping and you're at the back end. Like, I think peptides are fantastic when it comes to small amounts when they're needed, microdosed and then pulled out or pushed up whenever. I think unfortunately a lot of people just think, let's say things like Retta. Like I was saying 6 to 12 months ago, like take a small amount of it. Don't go above like probably 2 milligrams. If you need to go above that, you're probably a bit of a pussy. Just stick to your fucking plan. Like I look at it and think a lot of these peptides, if you're seeing direct effects, like where you're noticing that, yeah, those effects can be sometimes positive, but unfortunately, the effects can also be quite negative. And that's something that I've definitely noticed where you're seeing guys that are trying to peak on 4 milligrams of Retta, and it's like, yeah, the food you ate on Wednesday is still in your stomach on Friday. Cool.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen, bro.
Yeah, like, and stuff like that. Or, like I said, people taking MOPSI or SLU constantly, mitochondria is overworked, and they don't know how to actually, like, let's say, bring down internal stress. And you then mix that in with the stuff we do as bodybuilders. Yeah, cool. Our bodies are super stressed because we're way more jacked. We're training constantly. We're doing cardio. We're taking PDs, all this sort of stuff. So, yeah, Robin, what peptides did you put in, and like, what were your experiences with them? Just out of curiosity.
I have tried Motsi actually,
Okay.
and I did that post show because I was feeling really lethargic like all the time.
Yeah.
Uh, didn't have any problems with that during prep. Prep was basically perfect, to be honest. But
Yeah.
after that, I just felt like I had difficulty with getting into routine because I was tired all the time. So I tried
Yeah.
it a bit, felt a better energy level throughout the day.
Yeah.
And for me, that was also on injecting it 2 times a day
Mhm.
instead of having big bulks 2 times a week, for example. But at some point, I think I just reached a diminishing effect. I think I got headaches from it. At least when I cut it out, the headaches went away.
Mm.
So I correlated to the MUTC, and also. I I got a very itchy injection spots,
Mm.
lumps. It got itchy, got red. So for me, that was when I took it out. And it was fine as well taking it out. I mean, I wasn't lethargic anymore after taking it out as well. Actually, I came to a point where I was getting lethargic on Motsy, and when I took it out, I felt better actually.
Yeah.
Same right now with Reda. I'm on 1 milligrams of Reda. Tried to titrate it up to 3 milligrams.
Yeah.
That's too much for me. That's too much for me. Like my heart rate goes up so bad that, and I have a very high heart rate for myself already. So it goes up pretty high. Even if it's just 5 beats per minute, I'm already at 90 beats per minute then in a resting heart rate. So it really affected my sleep in a negative way. And the thing is, if you want to do it to suppress any food noise or whatsoever, like that doesn't do it for me. It's
Yeah.
just not. And what it did do, of course, was slow down my digestion,
Yeah.
but I was still hungry as fuck.
Yeah.
So I kept eating with a
And
slowed down
yeah.
digestion. That's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
So I've brought it back to 1 milligram. Feel better on it right now, but I'm actually thinking of taking it out completely because I just don't really see the benefits from it right now. I mean, yeah, it's good for your lipids. It can reduce liver fats, visceral fats, and better your blood glucose and insulin sensitivity. But I mean, if you don't, if you just don't eat like a fucking pig,
Yeah.
you will have good insulin sensitivity. I think that insulin sensitivity is pretty overrated, or not overrated, but I think we worry too much about it. I mean, if you do everything right as a bodybuilder, or you do the right things, you're not gonna get insulin resistant like that. It's not. It's just not going to happen. So, I mean, like you said, there's a time and place for these things.
Yeah. I remember when I was reading up on Retta initially, like this was before I had a good amount of experience with like myself and clients. And I remember like looking at all the positives and I was like, right, you got fat lipolysis potential. And I'm like, what's wrong with Clen and like stuff like that we've used for years? Then you've got like the insulin sensitivity benefits. And I'm like, okay, when would Retta be used? In a prep, what happens when you're lean? You're insulin sensitive.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
know, and it's like when you start to go through the benefits, it's like unless you're taking small amounts just to again get some of the effects and just like leave it there. And I do think Retta does work within synergy quite well with other peptides. But like as you said, like especially like let's say if you've been bodybuilding and you've been let's say in a bigger class, you've been doing a classic open whatever, you've been let's say pounding food in for 5-10 years. The last thing you need is something to slow down that like gastric motility. It's the last thing. And as a result, people and as well, something I will mention, the dosaging I find like crazy. I've never gone over 2 milligrams. The starting recommended dose is 2 milligrams because this is for people that aren't bodybuilders who have worked their food up and like are metabolically efficient. So like for us, I don't know a single bodybuilder, bar maybe a few, who need more than 2 milligrams. And the second you go even at 2, you probably run into sides where it's like you just don't feel the best, you know.
No,
And
absolutely not.
yeah, I just think again, like it's just a recipe for disaster. And unfortunately, like people speak of Retta like it's this miracle drug, and it's like it can be if you're like, let's say for example, if you're a guy who can't get in condition, you can't stick to a plan. If you take 4 milligrams, 5 milligrams, whatever, you're probably going to get the leanest you ever been, but you're not going to look like a bodybuilder, like because you're not taking those nutrients that efficiently because the food's so slow and you're not peaking properly. So yeah, I think like I fully get like I'm like I said, I'm a massive fan of peptides. Like I use them constantly. I use them daily. I've used them in the off season. I use them in prep. I'll get them for clients. But like, I do really think that there's a huge misunderstanding where people just think I take this and this is what the result is. And it's like, you like, let's say you two guys, if let's say you were to run the exact same peptide protocols, I have no doubts that in 3 months, if you guys met in the gym or let's say had a podcast, you'd be like, I'm having this effect. And you'd be like, oh, I didn't get that, but I've had this. And that's like this, like where like gear, let's say if you boys both ran 500 tests and you bumped it up to a gram, you'd be like, fuck yeah, I'm jacked. Like, this is sick. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, how you uptake those, let's say, or how you sort of like, let's say, make the most, like some people are going to genetically respond better, you know, like to PDs. But peptides, I think, like not even response, just like side effects, it's just really inconsistent, like across the board. So yeah, it's not really a surprise. Did you use anything else? And Sam, you used anything? Like, did you put Retta in post-show or you still been just anti-Retta?
I was like, fuck that. I was like PEDs are so for so much years and studied and everything and PED. Yeah, like the peptides I used was mainly like TB 500 and BPC.
I have used that as
That
well.
was now because I have two small injuries like my patella joint. My knee, my right knee, and my right pec are bothering me during training now. So that I had a few bottles of MT, MT2, the Melanotan, but I did it once. I see you're a big fan of that. You're like the trademark of.
Yeah, because, I mean, I do own my own sunbed, so I have my sunbed in my garage. Me and my
Oh,
mum,
okay.
me and my mum went halves on one during lockdown. Like we were like, there's like UK weather's awful. And I was like, you want to get a sunbed? We bought one. I have it now in my house. So yeah,
I
clearly.
see that.
That's great. That's great. I do use MT2 though, as
Oh
well.
yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, me and you are like 1v1ing for like best hand.
Yeah. I mean, I went tanning like 5, 6 weeks ago,
Okay.
and haven't been to the sunbeds since.
Oh, yeah, man.
And it's just getting gradually
Yeah.
more, you know. Use TB 500 and BPC as well, of course, for some injuries, but never really long because I don't believe that you want to use that like all the time because it's attacking symptoms instead
Yeah.
of the actual problem, of course. So yeah, take it in combination with a good plan on how to get away from the actual problem. And I've used GHK CU, and I throw it in every now and then whenever I feel like my skin is just acting up a little bit. First of all, I would like to see where that's coming from, but most of the times it's just whenever I start a cycle or whenever I get into a cruise.
Yeah. So it's when like dosages come up and down. That's quite common.
Exactly. So that's the
Yeah.
moments where, so you know that's the moments where my skin likes to act up on my back. Then I'll take just some GHK, and it just calms down, and then I cut it out again.
Okay.
But Robin, you say like TB and the BPC, you run it not. But I've heard a lot of people that just run TB 500, especially just regular, just normal, because it also helps with like recovery, and that's I think mainly that's the
I think
purpose.
that's
Yeah, I think
basically
BPC is
because
more.
TB 500 works systemically,
That's why.
where BPC 157, I think it's more on specific areas. Reece, maybe you know better than I do if I say anything
No, no,
weird.
no, no. That's spot on. Like, not to interject, but like, yeah, like the only thing I would say, like, obviously with TB, or not even like to be fair in a bad way, like let's say Anavar, that increases collagen synthesis, and that's usually why let's say you put Anavar, and you're like, oh, well, I feel like pretty good, like my training goes up. TB does increase collagen synthesis as well. That's like the main sort of action of it.
Yeah.
So like if you were to take anything like in the UK, like have you heard of like Glow blends where it's like BPC, TB,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so that's like quite popular, and like a lot of people will like put that in like daily for like let's say an entire phase because all of them work like with different pathways to reduce inflammation. And I think like there definitely is a benefit to it, but like as you said, Robin, like I think there is like a novel like there's in my opinion it's like if you were to run like I don't know 10 IUs of GH every day,
Yeah.
eventually the response starts to, in my opinion, almost feel a little bit less. It's like your body kind of gets used to it. And I kind of say similar with like BPC and like TB and stuff like that, where if you're taking it constantly, I definitely think like you don't get the novel effects of putting it in. Let's say, for example, when you've got a bit of a, I don't know, a gay knee like Sam. Oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to say gay. I imagine I can. You've got a gay knee or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like you can probably put something in and like, it will help. Where if you're constantly using it, you might not be able to. So yeah.
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 Yeah, I think, but that's you were saying you were in the beginning you were saying something like get injured really bad. Was it on your knee as well?
Yeah, so I was
There we go.
yeah, here we go. Knee injury chat. I was on a water inflatable, which at like 270 on holiday is probably the worst thing ever to do as a bodybuilder. But I was literally just walking to the end of this water inflatable out in the sea on holiday, and my left knee went like this way and I went that way. So it kind of just went like that. And I just felt it like pop and like almost like just literally like it was thinking about it now, like, I cringe. And that was in
Me too,
August,
bro.
yeah, that was in August of 2024. And then that led me, I was in a wheelchair for the entire holiday, crutches for like a couple months, could barely walk. And my left leg like literally was like, oh, so bad. Like I wore trousers for the entire first like 7-8 months, could barely walk upstairs till, I couldn't walk upstairs properly till this time last year. It was like start of March last year, which is like, it was sad. Like it wasn't good.
This is now I'm interested. What was the first thing that came to your mind when it happened? Then it defines if you're a bodybuilder or not. Like,
yeah,
fuck, I have leg day tomorrow.
I trained, and funnily enough, I trained legs the day before, so I was like, oh,
Okay.
so like literally, that's probably what I thought. No. So I've had like this knee. Weirdly enough, I had like patella subluxation, which is basically where my patella like slides out, and it like basically pops out and then pops back in. It happened when I was buying a prep purchase in my 23 prep. For some reason, you know, when you can't sleep when in prep, I was like, you know what I need? I need to go and spend thousands on a brand new massive bed. Like just yeah, we've all been there.
That will be me.
Yeah. And the woman said to me when I was buying the bed, like, oh, try the bed. So I like went to twist and like a massive snap happened and she thought I kicked the bed and it was my knee like popping. And then from that point, like my left knee's just been like very sensitive to like any rotation. So it popped out a few times, but nothing. I was always like, it happened a few times on a leg extension when it's like I can kind of like just do like the right side will take over and then I'm like, oh, I'll just pop it back in. But it popped out. Yeah, it's not painful. It's weird. It's really not painful. It's supposed to be. I've been told apparently it's supposed to be really painful, but
it sounds painful.
Yeah, it's not painful at all. I'll send you actually. I've got a TikTok where it happened to me last year before I prepped. I'll send it to you boys. You'll really like it.
Please don't, man. You will unlock a new fear with me.
And so I think that's what happened when I was on this water inflatable where it just popped out. And to be fair, like it happened a few times before, so I was like, it'll be okay. And then like I remember literally like I walked back to the hotel room, lied down, and I was like, oh, I'll elevate it, like I'll be all right. And then like I stood up after about an hour of lying down and just fell straight into the wall because it didn't, like my left leg just didn't work. Like I stood up thinking like it's not even that painful, it'll be all right. And I just literally fell and I was like, oh, this is like quite bad.
Yeah.
And then the next day it was like, you know, when you see someone binge after a show and they've got like no ankle, my whole leg was just like the same size. And I was like, I'm holding like at least 10 pounds of fluid here. And I've got a flight in 3 days. And like, if my blood pressure is slightly high, I'm going to die. This is not good. So yeah, that was the knee injury. But like that set me back for a good amount of time, unfortunately, which was a bit shit.
You brought up your legs pretty good though.
Yeah.
And you're training them pretty heavy as well. Is that how's the training going? Is it still in your mind when you, because you stiff leg deadlift for a pretty big amount of weights? I think it's like six plates.
7, 8. I've done 8 plates before, bro.
Well, there you go, man. I'm sorry, bro. You see, he was insulted right away. Sticks? What the fuck you talking about, bro?
Yeah, 8, bro. 8 for a good one.
Yeah, but there you go. Like, isn't that in the back of your mind? Like, okay, I'm going to pull 8 fucking plates right now. But what about my knee?
Not really. There's definitely like, so for example, like leg extensions, I am so weak, but I just pyramid. And I think like the best bodybuilders like are the guys that just adapt to what they can do and they just try their best to keep it moving. So like when I first got back into leg training, I had 9 months with like legit no leg training. And it was like the sessions were so depressing. Like coming in, I remember like, funnily enough, I tried to do 1 pin on the leg extension, single leg on my left side, couldn't do it. That's how weak like my left leg was. Like it literally could not do 1 pin. So like the first few sessions of like building myself back up, it was more so a case of like, I was training with Sinai, I was training with my fiance, like we were literally just going back and forth, like, because I was like, I can't do these sessions on my own because I'm like not mentally, like, I'm not mature enough to do this session. Like, I'd just get in a strop, I'd like have a tantrum, I'd just be like, well, fuck this, I'm gonna go train arms or something, you know, because it's like, why am I even doing this? This is not good.
Yeah.
But just built it up slowly. And then like now, I'd say like, let's say again, if we were to all go train legs, I would be like, hey guys, I'm literally going to do half the weight on the leg extension. But as long as everything's straight, and like, let's say for example, a leg press, if it's like a squat variant, I have to be a bit more careful, but I've never really got on well with squat variant. So hinges, I feel sound. I'm good on leg presses, like all that sort of stuff. It's just like the little things. I notice more like I can't go downstairs straight. I go down sideways because this left leg sometimes just gives way. And like if we're going for, let's say again, if we were to all go for a walk, I guarantee a 20-minute walk, my left leg will just randomly give way and I'll almost fall over. But like I'm used to that. Like if I'm walking with someone, it's just my left leg. But like I don't think too much of it because I'm just like, it's how it is.
After the 9 months, were you training? Were there no pain at all, or was it just painful, but you went through it and then automatically?
Uh, if I'm honest, the first, so I did train legs in the 9 months. Those were more painful. I had like a fair few injections and like I was paying so much for like physio, like rehab work, stuff like that, scans. And the first, to be fair, it took 9 months until I didn't get like an inflammation response from training. Because what would happen is I'd like get a groove of like, let's say for example, after 6 months, I'd train legs twice in a 10-day rotation, and then it would just like balloon up and my knee was fucked. And I was like, okay, I can't do that. So it was like constantly like I was just like flirting with my knee to see what it can handle. And like so I'd do one session initially and it would be like, yeah, I can't walk for 3 days. I was like, okay, cool. I'd wait 2 weeks, I'd do a session, I'd do another session, then I can't walk again. So I'm like, okay, I'm probably just doing a bit too much. After 9 months, it was like 3 months before I started prep. That's when I was like, okay, my leg training's like somewhat okay. And if I'm honest, there's definitely sets that I felt my knee, but I know if everything's stable and I'm like, I'm not an idiot, it'll be okay and it'll be all right. And then I think the good thing about last year's prep, as much as like my left leg definitely was like slightly downsized, just doing so much like cardio and steps, I think it just helped, and as well being lighter, just keeping my legs like a bit more inflamed and like active. Because I definitely think like, especially with injuries, like the worst thing to do is just not move, and not do anything. So like me doing, let's say, daily cardio, training legs twice a week, even if there wasn't productive sessions in prep, it still was good for my left leg because it was like, okay, cool, I've actually got to work. Where like in an off season, if you're doing 8K steps instead of 12 to 15, it's like, well, 8K steps is just walking around the house and you have 2 walks. That's not that demanding. So those things I think definitely like played a role.
It's better than sitting still. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, your body and the muscle, and also, of course, your joints, they stay used to the movement.
Yeah.
If you don't do that, I mean, it's gonna get stiff.
Yeah.
Gonna get tight as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And that's a problem.
I see that for myself now with like I'm in a health phase now, health phase cruise, whatever you fuck you want to call it.
What's that? Health phase? Bro, I don't know what that is.
Tier T
Pussy
plus.
phase. No, but I suffered quite mentally with the 2 injuries because I love training legs. Robin and everybody knows I like training balls to wall, fucking heavy. And even when I saw your story today, just finished your chest training, and then you were doing like five plates and something, and a five on the Smith. Bro, I was doing the fucking same, man. And now I just manhandling 34 kilo dumbbells like a bitch. I'm like in the corner, hoping nobody sees me. It's just mentally sucks. But it's getting better. It's getting better. But with the knee, I don't understand it, man. 3-4 weeks in a row, it's like pain free, and I can do everything I want. And then yesterday we have around my corner where I live, we have like a basic fit. It's like a very regular bullshit gym. And then they have matrix equipment. You're familiar with matrix, bro? They have a leg extension, and I'm warmed up. I did hamstrings. I'm full pumped as fuck, adductors, everything. And I did my first fucking rep with like 13 kilos, like 2 pins.
Yeah.
And I do those unilateral as well for my knee because if I do them together, I can move a lot, but I feel like the left leg, like my good leg, is doing too much. So I do it unilateral. Bro, I did 1 rep and I feel fucked. This is the movement of the matrix machine that's fucked, and my whole training is fucked. And then when it's fucked, I think I can do the stiff legs, I can do everything else, glute work, but I think fuck it. And what you said, then it's like fuck it, I'm gonna go home, and then it's just mentally. It's for me. It's more injuries are more mentally for me.
Yeah, I'd say so. But then also, like you're a young guy. Like I guarantee, let's say maybe I'm a few years older than you. Like if my knee injury happened when I was like early 20s, like, I would have responded so much worse. But like I think the more injuries you've gone through, the more you realize that like eventually you'll get better. And in a way as well, like Robin, you might attest to this. As you get older, the injuries usually just get worse. So you kind of like when you get an injury now, I'm just like, okay, I kind of need to like embrace this because in 2-3 years I'm probably gonna have a worse injury, and stuff like that.
Because how old are you now?
27.
27. Okay, yeah. That's exactly what I hear people say a lot. Of course, getting older and you're. But for me, it was also I was doing my first pro qualifier back in December in the super heavies. I was third from the 14 guys at the William Bonek. So as a junior still, so that was for me a big accomplishment, and it was like this close to winning a fucking my first super heavyweight pro qualifier. There was like a big adrenaline, and then my rebound. I had some mental issues, some stuff happened private, and then because I was so high and so close, even to the fucking card, that there was a kind of loneliness after, and then because I was not focused too much on training and just aggressive training, like just throwing weights around. I was not focusing on form too much. Then those things happened, and then it was like. So I think I just have to. I'm building it up right now, but it's what you said. It was the first training. I have nobody to train with, like a girlfriend or something. So it's fucked up. It's just I go to the gym and I see everybody happy, and I'm here like, okay, pray to Lord, this leg extension is not gonna hurt. Pray, let's go. And yeah, it's just mad. But yeah, we will get better. And what you're saying, I'm 24, so enough years. But for me, it has to be this. It's like 100% or nothing.
Yeah.
That's my break. That's my
I think
fault.
that's the thing, like, because you're passionate about it, because you care. Like, it'd be really concerning if you were like, yeah, man, I just got injured, and like as a result, I'm just gonna not train, or I'm gonna just. I don't know if you didn't care. Like, the fact that you care is because you give a fuck about your bodybuilding, and it isn't great when things aren't ideal. But like I said, like I've had at this point, obviously that knee injury. I remember back end of similar story to you actually. I had in my AC joint / right pec. I was flat benching 4 plates when I was in Canada, start of 2023, and for some reason the gym was a shit gym. It only had bumper plates for free weight plates. There was no free weight bars, so I was benching 4 plates like free weight, and the diameter of the girth or the bar, whatever, the actual plate was bigger. So when I went for like a rep, it like jolted. Good. And my left pec just went like zzz, and I was like, oh, that's not great. And then I looked and it was all bruised, and I was like, I might have partially torn my pec. This isn't good. And then for the whole of that, like into prep, then after prep, I had just like my whole side was just really, really fucked. And then by the end of the year, I had 3 months where I couldn't press. And it was sad. Like I was literally going into the gym doing like cable presses on like 16 kilos per side. And like I was literally like having Sanaya again like touch my chest so I can actually connect with it, because you lose out that connection. But again, like if you don't do that, you're gonna then, like, let's say if you just don't train legs, you'll step on stage at the end of this year and you'll be like, great, I didn't train legs for 4 months and I just was a bitch about it. You just got to kind of like embrace it and just kind of go through it. Which again, when you're older, I feel like I've gone through enough now to kind of know. But when it's you, it's just like, what the fuck, bro? I want to win a pro card. This is shit. And stuff like that. So,
but you're on Instagram. You're posting your training as well.
Yeah.
Do you have people or maybe close to you in your circle that say, Reece, don't do fucking 5 plates on the Smith. Do 3 and slow it down and focus on the squeeze. Have you had that comments a lot? Because I have. And I know they with respect, they just want the best for me. Don't do 80, 90 kilo dumbbells. Just do 60 with a pause and a squeeze and a. I think, I enjoy training like that.
I think we're probably similar in that regard. Like, I think, to be fair, luckily it's my gym, so people leave me the fuck. Like, I'm not gonna have. If I had a member come up to me and was like, "Hey, bro, you should go light," I'd be like, "Yeah, man, try a new gym."
Some random lad. Hey, bro,
what's your name, bro? Okay, cool. Just cancelling your membership right now. Like that would be happen. Like, but like, to be fair, I think in the UK, like, and this isn't to say like sound too like big headed or whatever, like. I feel like most people probably in the UK have seen my progress. Like, for me to put on 50 pounds of stage weight in like less than fucking 4 years, like I think most people probably go, oh yes, now Reece kind of knows what he's doing. And realistically, like those injuries have all come from like probably again either being outside of the gym or slightly different things. If I'm on my own routine, like touch wood, obviously I could get injured tomorrow, but like injuries just happen. And as well as you said, Sam, like for me to be all in, the training is what I fucking love. Like I can't come into the gym and just do stretchy and squeezy fucking fluffy shit. Like that's like, as much as bodybuilding's cool, like if you said to me I couldn't compete again, I'd be like, okay, cool, I'm still gonna fucking train like it's like I am competing. Like I was doing this before the stage was there. I'll be doing it, I imagine, after. Like, there's nothing better than, like, I said, I've won shows, I've won a fair few overalls. Like, in the UK, I'm a pretty good bodybuilder, I'd say. And, like, in the future, I imagine I'm probably one of the best. But, like, I've got more hype out of doing an 8-plate stiff leg. So when you said, like, oh, you do 6 plates, I'm like, no, bro, it's 8. To me, that means a lot. Like, me getting my mind before a fucking big set, that's what I fucking love. Like, that's what drives me, you know? Like, it's not where I'm like, if I see a bar and it's a Smith and it's 3 plates, I'm like, oh, sorry, what am I doing this for? You know,
I'm now seeing you doing 8 plates, and then just the next week posting a video. Guys, I switched training 3 places, and then just man. I would feel like, bro, what the fuck I'm doing? I'm gay as fuck.
But it's also relative, right? So there's people that tell Samo to lower the weight, have more control. But the thing is, this guy has control.
Yeah.
It's not that he's ego lifting. Like when he benches 200, it's solid reps. So there's also like, yeah, okay, maybe you could go a little bit slower, but like, how slow do you want to go? Like you don't want to go slow, you want to go controlled. So yeah, you can get 60 kilo dumbbells instead of 80 or 90, but what are you gonna do? Do 20 reps controls? Do 30 reps control? Like how efficient is that?
Yeah. I also find
it's not. I mean, it's relative. And for me, 60 kilo dumbbells, it's quite a lot. I'm not a strong presser. I'm strong, but not as strong as you guys, which is okay because I grow from the weight I use, but it's relative, you know. So it's the same as saying to me, when I get injured, yeah, go lower, just use 40 kilo dumbbells. But they don't say that because in their head, 60 is light. But it's relative to the individual, of course.
Legit, yeah. I think as well, like, I don't know, again, Sam, you could probably agree to this. Like, the people that say that, it's usually based off them probably being weaker and like you just being stronger. Like nobody says, yo, bro, you're ego lifting when you're lifting like, let's say the 50s or the 60s. It's always the guys that are pressing like the most fucking absurd weight. And I think that's, again, just like the culture we're in, where it's like, if someone's doing more than somebody, it's like, oh, it's ego lifting, or they're taking more gear than me. Like, guarantee, let's say, for example, with you, Sam, like, if you're finishing third as a or fourth as a junior, third as a junior, whatever it was, like, I guarantee a lot of the old guys would have been like, yeah, but he's fucking blasting loads of gear. When I was his age, I wasn't doing this.
It actually happened. It actually happened. Yeah, man. It actually, I don't want to. Fuck it, man. I'm just gonna call names, man. Christian Chapman actually had a podcast, not necessarily naming Samo's name, but like saying there was this young guy, bald, a Dutch guy, and this German guy as well, right? Who plays behind you. And Christian Chapman said like they have to use like 2 or 3 grams.
No, bro. They were stating that they heard from.
Oh yeah, well that
I'm
even.
using 4 grams of fucking gear. That I'm 23 and I'm blasting. Bro, I don't even know where to put fucking 4 grams of gear. But it was also, they said it in a sentence where like they were there at the show at the William Bonek, and the level of the super heavyweight, like super heavyweight. I don't know how it's with the PCA or in UK. If you're having a pro qualifier, there are normally like more heavyweight guys than super heavyweights. This time around, it was like 14 guys in the super heavyweight. And then for me to finish third, yeah, I understand. If you're like I don't know, the Chatman guy is maybe a good coach in the UK. I don't know. But if you're in a podcast and you're saying from somebody you don't know, yeah, he's blasting 4 grams of gear, bro, you're out of your fucking mind. And actually, to make it even greater, you know the Robin, help me, the Arnold Classic Ohio. There was the German guy, the German mutant. You have saw it.
Yeah. It was the amateur show.
Listen,
and then this German guy, he went viral.
He went viral and he was like, oh, 284 pounds. And I'm like, 284, bro. No. First of all, you have to lose another 15 pounds to get even shredded. Okay, you're 22 or 21 and 284 pounds on stage. That's a big statement. But if you look at this history, brother, he was 5th or 6th behind me. at the William Bonek, but he just very smart. Just go from Germany, make the trip to America, and stay there. And funny enough, the competition in Arnold in Ohio, the amateur league, the super heavies, bro, they were good, but there was no levels to it. And then you go to the William Bonek Classic in Amsterdam, the level was high. The level was fucking high.
It was.
But yeah, so see that's maybe also a nice bridge to the social media part of bodybuilding, because you're quite big at social media, right? At the
I'd say so. Yeah, potentially. It depends. Like, I don't. Yeah, maybe. I'm an influencer now. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Influencer.
Yeah, you set me up there, bro. Yeah, social media bodybuilder, mate. That's the only reason why I do it.
No. I'm not calling you.
Instagram bodybuilder. Yeah, there we go. I mean, it's PCA. So no, that's also something I want to dive into. So you're a PCA pro right now, and you just elaborate a little bit on your story about going into the MPC or the IFBB later on. Is there any plans about that? Are there any thoughts about that? Are you actually aiming to go into the MPC and therefore go for your IFBB pro card? Or what's your thought about that? Or do you say like, I love what I'm doing right now, and I don't really care to go that way? Or
no, like, sorry, like, I always want to be like going against the best sort of guys, and like realistically in the PCA, like I would like when I won my PCA pro card, if I'd done Worlds, which was 2 weeks later, I would have been second or third in the pro show. So it's like I don't really see many guys above me in the PCA for pro league. Like there's literally a handful, if that. And if I was doing it just for like short-term cash, like PCA pays out quite a good amount. Like you win like $2.5, $3,000 for a pro win and stuff. So like if I was to do like, say 2 pro shows, which are like within a month of each other at the end of the year, cool, I get a $5,000 payday, which like, to be fair, is probably better than a lot of the low-level pros. But realistically, like I want to be going against the best guys. The only reason why I didn't do a pro qualifier last year was because of my knee, and I was like, I actually don't know how good I'm going to be. Going from men's physique to open, I was like, I'm making a big step up. Realistically, like, so funnily enough, the newest IFBB pro in the UK, I beat somebody who beat him at like the show he did before he turned pro. So like I'm kind of know like where I'm roughly at, and like if I had done like 5 pro qualifiers last year, I think I maybe could have snagged it, but I would have snagged it off my shape and my conditioning, not size, because it was my first year in open. And I don't just want to be going to, I know everyone says it, but like realistically I put too much time into this, and I'm also like honest with my like genetics. I'm too good genetically to be like turning up at a pro qualifier and be like, hope I get a top 3, like if I'm turning up, I'm like, I really should be winning. Like if you look at any guys that are pretty good in the sort of like up and coming bodybuilders, the amateur league, they usually just piss. They just go through it and they're like, yeah, overall win, class win, overall win, pro card, cool. And then it's like things slow down. So like for me, it's like I'm going to be going into, I'm going to do a pro qualifier this year, probably later points of the year, depending on how things go. I've got like right now no real plans other than just enjoying the process. And when I start pulling back, I basically just yo-yo. My off seasons aren't like the standard get into an off season and just keep pushing. Like I don't respond that well because I get to like 300 pounds and I just start to break and fall apart and just feel horrendous. So like I kind of touch a new body weight. I got up to 304, 305. Like start of Feb, pulled down. I'm like 283, 280 now.
Serious amount of weight though. How tall are you?
5'11",
which is it's roughly 177, 180.
180, 181, yeah, 181. I think 180.
Then 304 pounds. It's pretty big amount of weight.
Yeah, I was 250 on stage, or I say no. I'll be honest. I was 249.6, but I'm gonna say 250. That was my stage weight for last year, but I say to everyone 250. And then
we give you that one.
Yeah, so it's like Tinder. If you were single, do you have Tinder where you guys are?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, we have.
We do have it there, but I'm not on it.
Oh no! Like you just like when I was 18, I just add like an inch onto my height. So I was actually bodybuilding is the opposite. You take away height, and you're like, yeah, bro, I'm shorter than I actually am. Tinder's like, yeah, you had more hype. But
Yeah,
no, so
exactly.
yeah, I was 250-ish on stage. Hit like that was the first time I ever hit a rebound after a prep. I'd always done like the classic health phase, stay pretty lean. Because especially like when you're in men's physique, you don't really need to get much more jacked. It's just like refinement. Where this time it was like, cool, I'd only been on my prep cycle for like 11, 12 weeks. Let's just drop out the harsher compounds. Let's keep things going. Let's push up the GH. And then kind of I ran like a good 6 week enhanced health phase, no, sorry, 6 week enhanced rebound, and then like a 5 to 6 week health phase, got bloods done, and then just started working things up from there. So that's kind of been like the plan afterwards. But yeah, 304 pounds for my heaviest, 280-ish now, get down to like 275 within the next, I'd say, week or two. And then let's say go back up, probably get to like 308, 310, then come down. That might be prep, that might not be. We'll see.
310. That's a lot of weight, man. That's around 130 kilos.
But nah, bro, I was like 120. I was up to 137. That was my heaviest. Yeah, 137. I was 137.8, I think it was, something like that, 138.
Kilos?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, fuck.
Yeah,
Okay.
138 pounds, bro. Yeah, man, I'm competing in bikini next year.
Men's wellness.
Yeah, no, so yeah, so I was
Well, I mean, you did men's bikini already, so.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I've already done the worst in fucking games. We're just getting gayer at this point.
No, all right. Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. I mean, yeah, I mean, like you said yourself, you got the structure, you got the genetics to get that card also within the FC and the IFBB.
It's not an if, it's a when. So
Yeah, yeah, I'd
Yeah.
say so. And also, like, I'm not like setting. I think again, like for you, Sam, like you feeling like, let's say, prep blues. I would have felt that if I was in this position when I was younger. Like, I'm just kind of going with the flow. Like, I know I'm gonna get one, but nothing's gonna really change because that's like, again, I like the smaller stuff. Like, I think again, like the older you get, you do just realize just like a pro card would be cool, but like I literally whenever I've won, so like I said, I've won 4 overalls, and in the UK it works off like it's overall out of all the like classic and bodybuilding and stuff like that, and every single time it's not been like, yes, I feel great, let me go out and party. It was like, oh, thank God for that. Like, all the fucking cardio was worth it. And I think like it'll be the exact same thought process. When like, and I don't know, this is again, I'm going to probably get in trouble with this, but when like guys win pro cards and they like drop down to their knees and like start crying, I find it like crazy because it's like, well, what do you expect? Like, you put in that much work, like, and surely you must know you're close or not. Like, it will just be a case of, right, cool, now I'm a small fish in a massive pond.
Yeah.
Let's keep, and then I'll just keep going until the wheels fall off. Probably my left leg being the main wheel. But again, I think like that's coming from a place of like, I've obviously won a fair few shows. I've also not won a few shows. Like, I like my favorite show from last year was the show that I didn't win. Like, because that was the show that I was like, okay, cool. Like, this is the only time I got beat by one guy out of probably because again, how the overalls work, probably out of like the 400, 500 UK amateurs, I was like, cool, the one guy that beat me, this is really cool. Let me see where I lost. Let me see what I can improve upon,
actually that's I've never thought about it because we see the people getting on their knees and crying, and I've
Yeah.
never thought about it. Why the fuck are they doing that? Maybe
Yeah.
what the fuck are they thinking? Are they thinking like, oh, it's all worth it? I have no money, I have no friends, I have no nothing, but fuck, I'm pro. What is it? I'm very wondering.
Funny thing is, you still don't have any money when you're pro. It's
No.
going to cost you even more. I mean, you've got to buy the pro card,
Yeah.
You buy a pro card, they'll say to you about doing the pro show the next day, which you've then got to pay for the year up front.
Yeah.
And then like you're like, yeah, sick, cool. Let me just go and finish 17th out of 17.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, fuck, I spent all my money on those pro qualifiers overseas. Oh, fuck, I have to pay the membership. Yeah.
Crying out of pain, man.
You're then back to your same job on the Monday. Like, you fly back and like literally everyone who you work with is going to be like, why are you so tanned, bro? You know what I mean? If you said, oh, but I have to be pro, they just go, yeah, cool, man. You've got emails to get back to. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, what a sport we're in, aren't we?
Yeah, legit.
Yeah. But what can I say? I mean, we love it. I mean, I do, and I think you guys do as well. Pretty sure of it. Otherwise, we wouldn't be sitting here. So let's get down to some questions, I think.
Cool. Yeah, perfect. Let's get it.
Just to kick it off, It's a very generic question. What's the highest amount of PEDs you've used ever?
Throw him under the bus. Come on.
Yeah, yeah, people want to know. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, Christian Chapman will say I've done 4 grams. Yeah.
Bro, you're
Christian,
Yeah.
if you watch this, Christian, you're up next, man. Come
Yeah.
on to the podcast. We'll talk about it.
No, so I did 2.3 in 2024 before I injured my leg, and then since then I've just been floating between like I think my peak prep was like 1.6, 1.7. That being said, that's not including like Superdrol on the peak week, so the non-peak week stuff, but like the actual bits of things. This off season, I think I might go up to like 2.5, but if I'm honest, again, like I'm responding really well. Things are at like 1.8 now, and like I think, do I need to add in 700 milligrams? No, I'll just add in some more GH. Like that's probably what I'll do. I've got a vial of Increlex sat in my fridge that I'm waiting to use as well, so I'll probably just throw that in as well.
Nice, man. Send some over, okay?
Yeah, no,
I will pay you back. I will pay you back. I promise. Just send me it.
Actually, you know what? Clip that out, because if anyone knows where I live, I'm getting my house. My fridge, they leave everything, my PlayStation, my TV, everything, and I just go in the fridge and I'm like, oh my god, my influence is gone.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Yeah, like I've discussed it with my coach sometimes. Like, what about IGF? Yeah, if you can get it incorrect, otherwise, it's not really it.
Well, Justin was talking about it. Compton. He was talking about he used it one season or one prep, and he was like, yeah. Is it a game changer? Nah. Is it expensive? Yes.
Yeah, I'd say it's, again, I've not used it, but I think by the looks of things, the people that respond really well to like IGF, like let's say enhancement, like AK higher GH, like I am somebody who like I feel like if I took a gram a gear or 2 grams a gear, my progress doesn't really change. But if I was to like do 5 IUs of GH in an off season versus 10, I'm like, okay, I can definitely tell a lot more when it comes to the latter GH. So I'm excited to see for me because I definitely think I hyper respond well to like GH, insulin, that sort of pathway in comparison to just direct androgens. So we'll see. I'll keep you boys in the loop. I'm gonna do like a little YouTube mini series of just like hopefully slowly filling out the fucking camera frame on my laptop.
Yeah, that would be awesome, man. That would be awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, you got one,
Simon? Yeah, there was somebody who asked, what do you think about the influences that has social media on bodybuilding in the last years?
In what way? In like a bad way, or like...
I think he means
in any way. What do you think about the influence of social media on bodybuilding?
I think it's really good for stuff like this. Like obviously we would not know each other, and like I said, we'll end up probably. I don't know, Sam, me and you could compete against each other, which would be fucking cool. I'd definitely beat you on hair, but I think like you beat me on face circumference as well.
No, bro. Listen, I have a lot of hair. I just find it more attractive, so I do this. Just leave it that. It's not the gear, yeah. It's not. I thought
it was the 4 grams of gear, bro. I thought that's what it was. No, so like realistically, like I think there's a massive amount of positives. I do think, unfortunately, nowadays, like people are just going to gyms and they're just like viewing it as like, okay, this influencer looks cool, I'm going to copy what he does, or I'm not doing it for the actual purpose, or I'm bodybuilding. Like so many guys compete just because of social media, which, like, let's be honest, we all have to work. But I think to myself, like, there's a big difference between like being a gym bro and being a competitive bodybuilder. And if you're like taking gear, hating the process, then doing socials, then eventually what they usually do is they pivot towards bodybuilding, ruin this, or, you know, bad for my relationships. Like, that's what I don't like about nowadays, the fact that everyone like has pressure from social media. And I like the pressure from social media. I think it's cool. Like let's say with the PCA, like I spoke to the PCA, like the head dude. I got invited to his gym, and he said, he was like, oh, well, your reels got the most likes and the most shares out of any reels we posted last year. And like, I was like, oh, that's cool. But like, I think some people go, fucking hell, there's a lot of eyes on you. But I was like, no, that's like cool. I've just got to make sure I fucking hit the mark. I can't miss. But I think, again, like, I think it can be perceived in a negative way. And also as well, let's be honest, there's a lot of like just fucking idiots that just do social media.
A lot of them.
You know? And you can see it. Like a lot of the times there'll just be a random fucking idiot in a gym that you just go, yeah, sound. That's just, you know, that's that weird dude who trains at this gym. Because it's on social media now, like, and especially with all the information out there that's just so backwards and so like the opposite of, like, again, someone like, let's say Christian. I've got nothing against Christian. I actually really like him as a client, as a fucking guy. as a client. Christy, coaching slots for football if you want to. But like, let's say someone like that could be like for you, Sam. Like you've not said that, no one said that, and that's not positive. Just because he's on a platform chatting about you potentially, that's not good for him to be involved in. You know, and he probably didn't mean it personally, but that doesn't rub off well for you. And as a result, you're just like, what the fuck, bro? I don't have to even take that much gear. You know, so that's probably the more negative side of things.
Yeah, I think also a lot of people have to question themselves. Would you do a prep? Would you do bodybuilding without cameras, without social media? If you can answer that question for yourself, then I think you know if you're a real bodybuilder.
I think a lot of people, yeah, actually, you know, nowadays, not a lot of people anymore did that without any social media. But when I started bodybuilding, when I fell in love with training, there wasn't, I mean, I think Instagram just got popular, but I did not have it. I mean, what you just went out and you do. I mean, I didn't even use a cell phone that much. I just went out, go to my friend's house, and say, "Yo, you want to chill? You want to hang out? You want to go to you want to go hit the gym?" You know, I mean, so a lot of people, and like you said, there's a lot of information right now, which is actually backed up, but also speaks against to each other
Yeah.
for some reason. And then I'm not even talking about the science-based lifters because fuck them. Uh, I mean, we were talking with Jack Richardson not too long ago, and he was like, you know what the funny thing is? Like this motherfucker's using foam rollers in their movements. They can only use it because they do not have muscle. You know,
Their arm fits
when
in
you
a foam
have
roller.
when you have a little bit of muscles, you can use a foam roller around your arm.
Yeah.
That's the irony of it. Like you're
Right.
trying to build muscle using a tool you cannot use when you have muscle.
Yeah. Is that like, you know, that foam roller shit? Is that like actually like, is it satire? Is it they being serious with it? Like, I genuinely don't know. Like,
I
is it?
hope I hope that it's satire, man.
Yeah.
I hope so, man, because it looks ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, it looks fucking stupid. I
But
think like, you know, Sam, as you said, like, would you bodybuild without prep, like without Instagram? What about if I said to you boys, would you bodybuild if you came into bodybuilding now? Because I feel like if I started training now and started bodybuilding now, I feel like I'd fucking hate training. Like, you know, like going into a gym and just seeing, like, I remember like there was a bunch of like rugby players who were just benching in my initial gym like 3, 4 plates and they were the most jacked. So I was like, okay, cool. I clearly need to bench 3 to 4 plates if I want to get jacked. Where now, like, if I walked into like, obviously my gym's a bit different, it's a physique focused gym, but if I walked into like, just as you said, like a bullshit gym and everyone's doing fucking single arm cable pull downs, I'd be like, this is shit. This is boring, man. What am I doing?
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
that's a
Yeah.
good question, actually, man. Like the thing is, I think it all depends on which gym you go to. Like I
Yeah.
said, we have the privilege that we have a very good gym with
Mm.
a lot of serious athletes as well.
Yeah.
Some pros training there as well. So the people that train there, they're all committed to their journey as an athlete, or may it be a bodybuilder, may it be a powerlifter, may it be strongman or whatsoever. Uh,
Yeah.
but there's also gyms here that like they're like Planet Fitness. You know,
Yeah.
you just don't want to be there.
Yeah.
And if you then will walk into the gym, it's like, nah, bro, get me out of here as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. I had some time, so a while ago, I was really struggling, man, with training because I love to train fucking heavy, but then on the flip side, I get injured. So I
Mm.
had I had a time I was like, okay, I have to find something in the middle, just heavy, and then you see like a Samson Dauda. I know, African, the genetics, but he trains fuck all. He trains hard as fuck, intensity, but he does 3 plates, 4 plates chest press, and then with a lot of motion, and then you see another pro doing this. So it's I was struggling a bit when I was a little younger. I was struggling with what is the best, and what you were saying. If I started now, literally started training now, I think I had so much information. One says do this, do that, no barbells, no bench press, no deadlifts because it's too much fatigue. I would, yeah, yeah. That was. I think that will be hard. But we got another question. Um, I think one of the last. There was a question regarding because you have your own gym. What's the gym called?
The physique club.
Physique Club.
Physique.
Top three pet peeves.
What, in the gym?
in the gym? Uh-oh.
Ooh.
People,
Be careful.
Yeah,
people in general.
yeah. People. The thing is, like the guys that train here, and I'm not just saying this. Like we're very lucky because it's not a massive gym. It's almost like small enough to be a private gym with just a real good hand selection bit of kit. Like we've got a lot of kit, but it's like it's not the biggest place. So the people that come here, it's not the everyday sort of guys, that just don't want to train. Like the people that come here are like the serious sort of trainers. Like, but I don't know if you might be able to hear in the background. I don't think you boys will, but let's say people are listening with like headphones and stuff. Like you'll probably hear like plates being like dropped, and like every time I walk in the gym, there's someone screaming on a pendulum or slapping a fucking machine. Which I'm like hell fucking yeah. Like the guys that we have one guy that I really dislike. That's it. So he's the only one. I'm not gonna say any names, but like everyone here is absolutely sound, bar him. Hope he's listening to this and hope you know who it is. Please leave. No, I'm joking. Keeping the lights on. His membership keeps the lights on clearly. But no, I'd say I don't really have any direct pet peeves. I think it can be a bit of a challenge. Like, let's say, for example, today I put a story on my close friends being like, bro, please. Because I came into the gym. I'm just doing my intro. I'm just about to walk in. I'm training a little bit later because obviously I know we had this podcast and I was like, right, I've got to get everything done, all that sort of stuff. And like before I've even literally walked through the gym door, yo, bro, can you come spot me on the squat press? And I'm like, no, mate, there's 20 guys in there. Just go get somebody who's training. Like, I'm doing my intro. I'm having my I'm taking my pre-workout. Like, leave me alone.
Please, bro, please help me, please. I need a spot. Can you spot me right there?
Like, you've walked out of the gym to the reception. Like, there's like 20 guys training. Just go and grab one of those guys. I was like, no, bro, I've got to do my steps. I've got to do my intro. I was like, just get somebody who's training. Like, that would probably be one thing. And then maybe, like, to be fair, when I was like deep in prep, like, I don't really suffer in prep of like just being an arsehole. Like, I'm actually like quite normal. I'm just maybe a little bit less talkative. But like when you're trying to get into a flow, and I was like probably a week or two out, and it's like constant, like really nice comments, but like, Reece, you look really good, or best of luck for this weekend. And it's like, you're constantly taking your headphones off, but that's not a bad problem to have. I don't really have any pet peeves. Like I said, we're quite lucky. The members are really respectful. Everyone's pretty cool. Like I said, there's one guy that I really don't like that I'll say again. So maybe him. He's all three. But yeah, I wouldn't say like I have any direct pet peeves. I'd say
I want to know now what did he wrong? What did he do wrong? What did he do to you, man?
That'll give it away.
Don't do it. We get a scene 2.0 blue eye. No,
no.
I think
sorry, carry on. You go.
No, I'm just saying we train in a similar gym. It's like a 35-40 minutes drive for me, and Robin lives very close. So now I'm doing the health phase. So I'm doing a lighter weight and recovery phase. What the fuck you want? But it's just here around the corner, and my biggest pet peeve is here. Just stinky people, bro. People just go to the fucking gym and put some deodorant. But okay. And the cable, we have a lot of cables in that gym, and people just, bro, I had one guy did a triple drop set with a cable for triceps. It was just fully covered like this on, and he was like doing 4 drop sets.
Yeah.
The cable extension, and listen, every time he did an extension, he just let it, bro. I was, hey, whoa.
No. So that's actually not even a pet peeve, but I don't think you guys realize, when like you've bought the kit, when you see something like that,
it's expensive.
So we've got an OG Mark 1 Cybex Smith machine. So like super rare, really hard to find, took us ages to find and source in the UK. In my opinion, the best Smith there is. And like I remember, we had a client meetup before we opened to the public, and one of my clients, like they broke a pin off it, and they were doing deadlifts on it and dropping it from the hip height. And I said to him, like, on a warm up, bro, like it's an old Smith, like just look after it, don't drop it there. And he did it, and like every rep, it was like going through me. It was like someone was like stabbing me in the back with like I don't know. It's just like every rep that he was dropping, I was like, oh, I was like, bro, stop. You literally can like feel it just be painful internally. So that would, again, it's not a pet peeve, but like when it's not your kit, you probably like, we'll all, let's say, do a Smith and just rack it, or do a barbell and like we just throw the bar, stuff like that. Again, I fucking throw my own stuff around, but you know, when it's someone else, I'm like, bro, I like worked for that. Like, that's my money, please. You know?
Yeah, I get that. I get it. I have a talk with the gym owner about that sometimes. He's got the Gen 2 Cybex,
Yeah.
and somebody walked against it with a plate. So there was a scratch on it. He was furious about it, posted it on Instagram, said, "Which motherfucker did this?" You know, something like that. And he was like, and I was like, yeah, I get it. It's fucked up, but I think you could have handled that different.
Yeah.
But he was like, yeah, okay, so people pay for it, and you think, and you say that they can just handle it like that. I said, no, absolutely not. I mean, they should be respectful with your equipment, absolutely. But it is getting used. I mean, when you rent a car or when you drive a car, it's gonna get damaged. You're gonna hit a sidewalk or whatsoever, and it doesn't make it that you pay for it doesn't make it right to just jam into a wall with your car, but it's a using item, you know. So that's shit's going to happen, but you can definitely demand from people that they will use your equipment with a certain kind of respect.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And I think also,
we have a graffiti wall, and we just have one, like we have one rule, and it's just don't be a twat. So I don't know if you know what that word, if twat in UK, it's like don't be a dick, don't be a,
Yeah.
you know, and it's like literally just the one rule, because like we've had machines that are broken, and it's like if they're doing something normal, cool, but like if you're putting like 3 plates on a pin loading machine and just like yeeting it at the bottom, no control, throwing it around, and then the cable snaps, it's like, well, bro, you're being a fucking idiot. Like, what do you expect?
Yeah, the owner of my gym, he just recently sent a video to me from the cameras.
Yeah,
And there was this guy, he took out the gym pin, pinned the Arsenal back deck, full stack, had a tenner, a half a plate on it with a gym pin, and every rep he made, he just let it fall down. Like
yeah.
there was no negative rep.
Mm.
He would just let it go, and like, bro, yeah, it's gonna break like that, man.
Yeah.
So I
so
also
that
told, like, that motherfucker, he's just not allowed to use a gym pin anymore because, even without a gym pin, it's gonna break with that. And he already broke something with a gym pin. He did
Mm.
that. He broke the Nautilus chest press with a gym pin. He just had a half a plate on it as well, and he was like, yeah, yeah, it just broke just like that. No,
yeah,
bro, you were just banging on it like it's your fucking girlfriend, asshole.
yeah, but then he also made a story, and he was just making it clear from now on there are only like 1 or 2 machines you can use a gym pin.
Yeah.
And then I asked from bro, some machines we have to gym pin, and then he was like, his answer was like, some of guys that train a few IFB pros, and Robin and I train there, and we know when to include a gym pin to
Yeah.
just get extra weight on it. But if you use a gym pin, because people see us using gym pins on a adductor machine,
Mm.
and they putting 2 or 3 plates on it, but they're doing 5, 6 reps with it. And I'm like, bro, no, just do full stack and do 15 reps, or slow it down, or do it unilateral. So yeah, that's
Or you
yeah,
can just choose to um, change the um, change when you do the movement. So, for
Yeah.
example, I
exactly.
used to start off with leg extensions on my quad focus leg day. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm doing it as a third movement right now because if I do it as a first movement, I just have to gym pin it with like 40 kilos extra, like 2, 3 plates on it. And is it productive? No. Is it efficient? Maybe, but like you're gonna fuck something up, It's not made for that extra weight.
Yeah. I'd
It's just
say
not.
the adductor machine you mentioned is hilarious, because like I think there's a clear correlation, especially in this gym. The more weight you put on the adductor, the worse your adductors are. The amount of guys that I see that are doing like 2, 3 plates on the adductor with like a crater in between their legs and the biggest thigh gap ever. And it's like, huh? Like I find the guys with the best set of adductors usually are like they're going sometimes quite heavy, but it's very much full range of motion, it's very controlled. And like again, like it's one of those where I feel like probably Sam, I'd say definitely for you, we sound pretty similar to be fair. I guarantee there'll be times where it was like you have to go heavier no matter what. Like you could have the worst joints ever, you feel awful, but it's like I've got to go heavier. Like that's a good base, but like now it's like, oh no, we're a lot more like we refine. We don't need to always go heavy or go a little bit lighter. We'll do a movement later in the session. But like the amount of times I see someone that was just like whack a gym pin on something, and it's like you really aren't getting anything out of that, bro. Like just like come on, move the seat, go a bit, get a bit greater range of motion. Like what's that about?
Yeah, control the weight for one time or whatever, you know.
Yeah, legit.
All right, thanks, bro. I need to get in some food.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
getting pretty hungry. So thank you for joining us today. For everybody that watched, thank you for watching till the end. If you haven't watched till the end, fuck you. You're probably not going to see this anyway then. If you have watched to the end, again, thank you. Like, subscribe, share, do whatever you can to support us so we can just keep inviting guests like Reece and Justin Compton.
Especially guys that are way bigger than Reece.
All jokes aside, like I said, thank you again. It was a very good conversation, and yeah, maybe we could have you back sometimes again. And maybe when we visit the UK or you visit the Netherlands, we just get a lift in, and that's all cool. So, once again, thanks, and see you next time.
Cool.
Yes, sir.
Sick.